Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Before we begin today's Q&A, I would like to say a massive thank you to this video's sponsor, HelloFresh. I've been wanting to try HelloFresh for such a long time for so many reasons, and today's box turned up just in time. HelloFresh deliver freshly sourced, quality ingredients to your door and provide a flexible service to suit just about any lifestyle. The wide variety of recipes to choose from means that you will never be stuck with something new to try. For instance, the meals that I chose this week are fragrant chicken curry with zesty rice, penne ragu al forno, and bacon and butternut squash risotto with chili and cheese, which I never would have thought to create on my own. Today I decided to try out the penne ragu al forno, and I have to be completely honest here, usually I'm a pretty terrible cook. But these step-by-step instructions were super simple to follow, and the meal came out tasting absolutely delicious in just 40 minutes. And HelloFresh are also the first global carbon neutral meal kit company who are committed to offsetting 100% of direct carbon emissions. So you can feel good on the inside as well as lower your impact on the environment. If you'd like to try HelloFresh for yourself, then you can use the discount code which is on screen and in the description, which will give you 50% off your first box and 35% off your next 3 boxes. HelloFresh are also currently offering lunch as well as dinner options, as well as a limited edition Father's Day recipe in June. So thanks again to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video, and now on with the Q&A. Okay, besties. It sounds so much better when you say it on Twitter. You guys gave me tons of questions to choose from. I'm gonna limit it to just 10 because I feel like I've got into the habit of Q&As going on forever and ever and ever. And maybe this way I can do a part 2 if you're interested. What's your favorite way to sing and why? Softer vocals or loud belts, low notes or high notes? Well, I would definitely say I prefer to belt. I find singing in head voice quite unnatural sometimes, and singing in mixed voice is by far the most uncomfortable. But once you get the technique down for belting, meaning that it doesn't hurt and you don't lose your voice after 10 minutes, which I used to do, once you learn the proper technique, it feels so, how can I put it? It just feels like a note is just flowing out of you. Like you're not actually pushing. It's like you're just letting the note come out, if that makes any sense. Maybe that's a bit of a weird way of putting it, but there's something just so cathartic about belting and giving something your all. I find it very therapeutic. You know, I don't write a ton of songs where I'm sort of whispering, but when I do like playing with my low register quite a bit, because my voice has got lower over the years, which I guess is a natural thing. Just means I'm getting old. But for instance, like my voice in History of Touches, I really like playing around with the low register sometimes. Which song before the Villains era is your favourite and why? Probably Undercover Lover. I've always loved the chorus of that one. It's just really fun to do live, and I swear far too much in it, and I love it. I still really want to turn that into a more pop-oriented song one day. Just as an experiment, just for fun, maybe. But I mean, I'm proud of everything that I've written and released. What's the best way of promoting something without feeling as though you're pushing it on other people? I think it's not about rewording the way that you're trying to promote your creations that you need to change. I think it's probably the mindset that you have, this guilt associated with being proud of what you're doing. I think once you start going around asking people to check out your work, but it's okay if you don't, you know, you don't have to check it out, sorry for bothering you. It shows that you're really proud of it, but you're also holding yourself back. You should be like, you know what? I made this thing. It's the best thing I've ever done. I'm really proud of it. Please check it out. And the people who support you will check it out. I don't think you have to worry about feeling like you're being pushy, because if there are people out there who make you feel like you're being pushy, then they're not the people to promote your stuff to. Surround yourself with people who support you, and then naturally over time you should start feeling yourself becoming more confident. I've been getting a ton of questions about Eurovision, and this is not the first time I've been asked this, so I'm gonna say it again. Have you ever thought about participating on Eurovision? If you would, which of your existing songs do you think would be the best to perform? Would you ever perform at Eurovision? I love Eurovision, but I would never do it. I think I said a few years ago I made a joke that I would, but I wouldn't perform. I'd probably make a gesture for a few minutes in silence. But the reason that I wouldn't do it is just, you know what? I don't think it should exist, but there is a stigma that still unfortunately exists, and I don't think I would be the one to break down those stigmas on my own. I think sadly there's still this thing with, you know, once you're a Eurovision act, and I think it's totally false. I don't think it should be a thing. It's honestly, it just isn't something that I would consider. Simple as that. I enjoy it, but it just wouldn't be for me. You're on the loo and you've just realised that you're out of toilet paper. What do you do? Well, that makes a change from the usual questions I get. I guess I would shout downstairs to my partner, kind of sheepishly. Be like, babe, It's happened again. Emma, when's the album dropping? I've been hyped by these singles. I gotta know. We've all gotta know. I know when it's dropping, but I still can't tell you when because there's a few things I want to get sewn up to announce at the same time. So it's all announced on the same day and it's just taking a little while. You know, things that are usually associated when an artist releases an album. There are some things that I'm still waiting to announce. So you will know soon, I promise. I hate the term soon, but you will know soon. You said previously that in Villains Part 2, you sang the wrong lyrics but kept it anyway because you liked the take. What were the right lyrics and where did you sing the wrong ones? Okay, so it's on the outro of the song. Usually in the chorus, I would say, I admit I'm afraid to face what comes next. And in the outro, I say, I admit I'm afraid to change what comes next. Because I already said, what would I change earlier? When I was screaming it, I got the word change stuck in my head. So it went from face to change and I liked it. People always thought it was the last line of the song, which was, where do I turn when I've turned on myself instead of my friends? But that was on purpose. But yeah, it was just face and change. Face and change, face and change. What was the one event that made you realize I've made it? I don't believe in feeling that way. Because I think once you say to yourself, I've made it, there's this air of giving up or kind of settling. Because once you've made it, once you've done what you perceive to be everything, then where do you go from there? I believe that you should feel grateful for every achievement that you've had and you should celebrate every single moment. But once you get to the point of like, well, I've made it, you know, you run the risk of getting a bit cocky and perhaps just sort of settling from then on, and I don't really ever want to get into that mindset. I'm probably late, but if you had to remove one song from Villains, what would it be, and is there a reason? Oh, I've got two in mind because at the minute there are two that they're my least favourites on the album. They are Agenda and Fake Friends. Fake Friends could have been, in my opinion, a lot better. I had inspirations in mind and what I ended up with was kind of pretty different to those. So I'd like to, you know, maybe redo Fake Friends if I could go back. Agenda, it's a cool song, it's cool. I just think releasing it straight after Dirt was probably not the best idea. And I don't know, there are some days where that song really catches me off and I'm like, A-G-E-N-D, but you know what, I still love every song on the album. That's not me trashing the album at all. Please don't get that twisted. Please don't start, you know, creating this narrative of, oh, Emma's trashing her songs again. I'm not. I'm still proud of everything. There were just certain things that I would do differently, and those two songs are the ones that I would either replace or you know, change. That's gonna cause some drama. Would you ever write another book? Not at the moment, not where I am right now. And even if I did, I think getting it published would be difficult, simply because with my last book, I exposed some truths about books being released early and what certain places don't respect any embargoes or anything like that, and I might have upset the big W. So it's I don't, even if I did have a book idea in mind, I don't know how it would go down. So, but you know what, if I were to write another book, I know what it would be. It wouldn't be Feel Good 102. It would be talking about my experiences of being negative online and being drawn to negativity and becoming obsessed with drama and, you know, reading up about negative things on myself. Basically just how negativity on the internet breeds negativity in real life. And it would be called Dislike. That's a book idea I've had. It was also going to have the subtitle of You Are What You Tweet, but that's terrible. But yeah, it would be called Dislike, and it would just be basically like an online millennial memoir, I guess. If you got an offer, would you voice a character in a video game? Yes, I would. I absolutely would. But I'm not sure I'd be any good at it. I don't think I'm a very good voice actress because I'm not a very good actress. I deliver every line with just it's really over the top all of the time. But I love the work that Ashley Birch does, especially in the Life is Strange series. And if I was any good at it, then it's something that, you know, I'd be interested in. If there are any developers out there who want me to voice someone, I don't have a resume and I don't have a portfolio. Don't hire me. I don't know how many questions I've answered, so I'm just gonna answer one more. What is your favorite concert you've ever done? Is there a specific event or tour date that comes to mind which makes it special for you, and why? It would be Manchester in 2018 on the Villains tour. It's a peculiar reason, but basically for my Villains tour, it was the first time that I ever toured Europe, and there were many countries in which I could say they're not really my territory. You know, I was very much led to believe that I had to build a story. You know, start out really, really small and try and build up your following in these countries, but surely you do that through your music, not through touring. So I ended up playing a few places that were quite small capacity, and you know, quite a lot of them were not sold out. And you know, that's fine. I don't trip over my own ego when it comes to that stuff. But I will say that when you do that a few nights again and again, it starts to make you feel like, oh, it can be a bit, you know, it can make you question certain things. So I do that run in Europe. I do like 5 dates in Germany. There was Sweden, there was Norway, and there was Austria, and there was the Netherlands as well. But the first date back in the UK was Manchester. Instantly, over 700 people. The room was packed to the back, and every single song, everyone went crazy. Like, everyone was jumping up and down to every single song. It was the first night where I'd sung Petty, and I got to say, jump, and everyone did it. And it was that kind of juxtaposition, as it were. It was amazing going from some gigs that were quite, it became quite mentally difficult to sort of just, you know what I'm trying to say here, right? Just then coming back to the UK, where I've got a really great, loyal, supportive audience, and getting that kind of reception made me kind of teary. It was amazing, so definitely that. So that's about it. Thank you so much for watching this Q&A. Thanks again to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. If you'd like me to do another Q&A, leave some questions down below in the comments, and if I get enough of them, then I'll turn them into a part 2. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I shall catch you later.